Well, hospital porters, pride and dignity. Stop the New World Order. Welcome to Her Panwo TV. Well, it's nearly 2012, everyone. Yeah, it's actually, we got now, there's a countdown clock. 7 minutes, 450, yeah, we have 7 minutes to go, 454 seconds. 7 minutes, 32 seconds until 2012. And then 2012 will begin. Now then, I know what you're saying. You're saying, Ben, what are you talking about? It's still New Year's Eve. It's New Year's Eve afternoon. What are you talking about? You know, 2012 starts. 2012 starts at 12 midnight when the Big Ben chimes and the fireworks go off, and it's New Year's Day. Yes, on a local level, that's right. On a local level, 2012 begins, or then any New Year begins at 12 midnight in the country, in the time zone where you're living. But that's local. What we're dealing here with global. When does 2012 actually begin in terms of the entire world? Well, to answer to that, you need to know a little bit about time zones and things like the international date line. Now, it's a quite complicated subject, and I put a little article in the description box, hopefully to help you, because I wrote an article yesterday about a country that's just moved to the eastern side of the time zone, or the eastern hemisphere, the western side of the international date line, so it can be among the first to celebrate the new year. And so, what on a global level, basically what it means is, sorry, you'll have to forgive me if I'm a bit incoherent, because I only get one chance to do this. I can't cut and go back and film again. Basically, a new year begins. In fact, any new year, not just 2012, and any new day begins when it reaches 12 midnight on that international date line. Now, the international date line runs down the 180th parallel, it's the 180th meridian, down basically across the Pacific Ocean from the North Pole to the South Pole. But it crosses mostly sea, but it does meet land at certain points. And the piece of land closest to it is a group of islands called Kiribati, which is a huge nation. It's over 1 million square miles, but it's almost entirely covered by ocean. It's just a few small islands. And in Kiribati, they make a big deal out of the island of Kiribati, because Kiribati is the easternmost island of Kiribati. It's the one closest to the line. So technically, that is the place where they all go to celebrate New Year. That's the Edinburgh of Kiribati, or the Trafalgar Square of Kiribati. And you see, this countdown clock here is actually the time on Kiribati, you see. It is now December the 31st, 11:55 and 8 seconds PM, LINT. That's line time. That's Line Islands. That's part of the archipelago. Local time in Kiribati. So what's happening now is, on the island of Kiribati and all over Kiribati, everyone's sort of like getting the champagne out, they're getting ready, or whatever South Sea Islanders do at New Year. And you see, it's 5 minutes to go now, less than 5 minutes to go. Now, when that clock there hits 00:00, 12 o'clock midnight, that is when 2012 begins. Okay, not 12 o'clock midnight tonight. That's when 2012 begins here in Britain. It's not when it begins in terms of the world. So what I'm interested in here, what this film is about, is I want to capture the very, very moment when 2012 begins in terms of the world. So that's what I'm doing now, and I want you to join with me while I'm doing this. Now, see here, 3 minutes 56 seconds to go. Now, 2012. People go on about. People say, "Well, what's all this 2012 business?" Right. Well, unfortunately, most people don't know about 2012 is it's something to do with the Mayan calendar, and it means the world's going to end. There's going to be huge mega tsunamis, continents crumbling into the sea, aircraft carriers capsizing in giant tsunamis, things like that. That's thanks to that awful film by Roland Emmerich. Well, that is basically a load of crap. It's a load of bollocks. The world is not going to end this next year, I promise you. Soon to be this year. That's all a load of bollocks, okay? I put an article in the description box called 2012 Rumours of Our Deaths Have Been Greatly Exaggerated, and I think that's a very good title, because it basically goes into my whole ideas about 2012. I also recommend the book 2012 Catastrophe or Ecstasy by Jeff Stray, which you will can pick up anywhere, and it's probably the best book on 2012 there is. Oh, we're inside 3 minutes now, so I better focus on screen. Basically, what's going to what it is, right, is that the whole idea of an end of the world, Book of Revelations, catastrophe, apocalypse, is a purely Western Judeo-Christian one. The Mayan people were these much more ancient people, were very, very different, had a very, very different concept of the universe, an entirely new metaphysical, cosmological set. For them, the universe is infinite and it's eternal. It has no beginning, it has no end. It just carries on and on. It always has done, it always will do, and it is basically cyclical. It goes through cycles and changes, right? So it's not sort of homogenous. It does go in sort of like leaps and bounds and cycles. And one of these cycles is called the long count, which is 5,125 years. The long count began on August the 14th, I think, 3114 BC. It'll end on the 21st of December, AD 2012. Oh, we're inside 2 minutes now, guys. Get your champagne ready. I haven't got any, I'm afraid. No, I've got a cup of coffee somewhere. I can't remember where I left it. So basically, according to the Mayans, of course, the Mayan culture didn't, it doesn't exist in its native form today. There is going to be no big catastrophe. There could be a big change. The key thing about 2012 is change, and not Barack Obama change, real change on a spiritual kind of level. And that's on a kind of spiritual, that sounds like a builder's tool, doesn't it? That's a spirit level. A kind of like, it's unfortunately we don't know everything because of a lot of the records of the Mayans didn't survive, unfortunately. Well, we're inside 1 minute now, 57 seconds to go, 55, 54. Oh, I'm getting excited. 2012 is about to begin, guys. It's about to begin. The real beginning, the global beginning of 2012 is going to begin. So we're getting close now. We're getting close. Here we are. 42 seconds, 41, 40, 39, 38. Yep, it's going. We're getting there. 30 seconds. Here we are. 30 seconds to go. 2011 is almost over. Well, of course, it won't be on a local level, like I say, but it will be globally. At Kiribati, 2011 will be over, and so we're getting close now. Getting close. I don't know if they do that in Kiribati. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yoo-hoo! 2012 has just begun! In Kiribati now, they're all going crazy. Fireworks are going off. Like I said, I don't know if they sing Auld Lang Syne, but the Kiribatians, or whatever you call them, are having fun. We're 12 seconds into 2012, guys. Just got to send someone a text message. Hang on a minute. I'll put it in the drafts. Got to send it. 1 moment. There we are. Right, just sending that text message. So that's it, we're actually inside 2012 now, in terms of the world. 2012 has hit the world, it's just licking the edge of the world at the international date line. And it's going to spread like a wildfire, washing itself over the... God, I'm getting quite poetic now. Washing over the earth from east to west, in a big line, like a brush fire, going across the world. We're almost a minute now into the new year, into this new... Yeah, it'll get, in an hour's time these new countries will be able to celebrate. It's just after Kiribati, then Australia, New Zealand, the Far East, Japan, then China is going to be hit, and it's going to go in a few hours time. They'll be celebrating the new 2012 in China, then India, then right across the Middle East, Africa, Europe, and finally in 12 hours time, the Greenwich Mean Time, it'll be 12 midnight Greenwich Mean Time. Oh, sorry, actually 14 hours time. Yeah, in 14 hours time, the Greenwich Mean Time, midnight, and we will have our own 2012 party. It'll reach us. Then it'll head across the Atlantic, eventually getting to the Americas, and New York, and across the United States, and then back into the Pacific again, and finally the last country around about noon on New Year's Day will be Hawaii, the islands of Hawaii, and then back to the international dateline, and then January the 2nd will start. Yeah, we're 2 minutes into the new... 2 minutes now. See? Into the new 2012. Now you might be asking, well, what's the big deal about New Year's Day 2012 if the Mayans didn't use our calendar? And it's true, they don't. We used the Gregorian calendar, which didn't even begin until centuries after the Mayan civilization ended. But you see, as far as 2012 goes, the big day for the Mayans is the 21st of December of this year coming. That's the big day for them. For them, January the 1st, 2012, the Gregorian calendar is no red letter day for them. It's just an ordinary day. But in a sense, as far as 2012 goes, it doesn't matter so much what the Mayans think as what we think. Because what the mental effect that 2012 is having on us is going to be translated into the world around us, and we use the Gregorian calendar. And the fact that now we are in the Gregorian year in which the big changeover takes place, albeit right at the end of this Gregorian year, is very significant. I think it is very significant psychologically, it's significant culturally, it's significant spiritually, and therefore it could be significant practically and physically too. So I think this is important. It's about what is going on in our heads and our thoughts and feelings, I think. Well, that's it, guys. 2012 is now upon us, and it's coming our way faster than any jet. It is zooming in across the globe, westwards from the international date line. In 14 hours' time, it's going to hit Britain, and I'm going to be there to see it. I won't be filming that because I'll be too drunk. Thanks for watching Hapanwo TV, and I wish you all a very, very happy 2012. Hospital ports, pride and dignity. Stop the New World Order.